Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by these fine sponsors. Hear Rich's forecast hourly on these Blue Water Broadcasting radio stations.
Hey, good morning, everybody. On this Thursday morning, it is the 20th day of February. Time as I make this is 4:09 a.m. I don't know if you can hear the wind rustling behind me here, but already at the Montgomery Airport, we have a northwest wind gusting to 27 miles per hour. Temperature is already 30 degrees. The wind chill factor is already 18, and we're still going down. I think we'll probably be around 24 at dawn. What is that, about 6:35 a.m., something like that? And wind chill factor is probably as low as 12, if not lower than that. And we're just getting a little sample of the Arctic air here. You may know that other places farther to the north and northwest are much colder than we are, bitterly cold. So we're getting just a little tiny sample here in the south of some of this Arctic air, and today will be ridiculously cold with a high of 41, but winds gusting as high as 25 miles per hour, adding insult to injury. And tonight will be the coldest night. By tomorrow morning, we'll be around 20 degrees, and the wind chill factors will again be in the lower teens, maybe even colder than that. So 2 or 3 days of this cold here, we're just going to sample, and then we will start to slowly recover, and I think we're up to about 72 by Tuesday and 75 by Wednesday. Now, you've been hearing about the polar vortex, and the national media has been going crazy about this. The polar vortex descending into the United States, and that's why we're so cold. Let me explain something. I'll make this really quick. Do you remember a few weeks ago when we were in the upper 70s and lower 80s? I made a comment to you one morning, and I put a map on the blog that stratospheric warming was going on at the North Pole, and this needs to be watched. Now, the stratosphere, we live in the troposphere. The stratosphere is 31 miles above this house, all right? Well, when there's stratospheric warming at the North Pole, sometimes a lobe of very cold air will then, a piece of the polar vortex will descend into the United States, but it happens about 3 weeks out. In other words, there's a displacement. So anyway, back in those days, in early February, I was telling you about stratospheric warming and my fears of another cold lobe of air coming into the U.S., and that's exactly what happened. And by the way, that might happen one more time in the month of March. Just a heads up on that. All right. Otherwise, it's a dry forecast. Over the weekend, we'll start to recover a little bit on the temperatures. Highs will be in the 50s, but only, mid 50s. The normal high this time of year is 65. But again, 65 looks good on Monday, lower 70s on Tuesday, and maybe mid 70s next Wednesday. All right, that's it. That's all I have to tell you. I don't see any severe weather. When it gets this cold, we don't have to worry about tornado situations, and that's good news. This morning, everything is normal, including live on the radio, 6 to 9 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. There'll be another forecast discussion, which is what this is, the video, and the blog update with all the great graphics in the 4 o'clock hour tomorrow morning. If you're watching on YouTube, there's instructions on how to see our blog on our website, RichThomasWeatherNetwork.com, on Facebook, Rich Thomas Weather, on Twitter, also on our weather app as well. And your forecast whenever you want it across the dial on 8 radio stations, the Blue Water family of stations. Oh, I'm going to get back inside because it is windy and cold out there this morning. Dress in layers, stay warm, and I'll see you later.
Rich Thomas Weather.